For some reason, porta potties always get the reputation that they're dirty, stinky, and nobody wants to use them. Me and some other small, locally owned porta potty companies are trying to change this reputation. Companies that don't care about doing a good service are giving us all a bad name. With the right technique and the proper supplies, it's possible to keep porta potties clean and fresh in between services. In today's video, I'm going to show you a vendor that you can use to get everything you need to get the job done right. I just went to the dentist and my face is still kind of numb. All right, so I'm gonna call my boy Cody at J&J Portable Sanitation Products so he can get us a care package of everything we need. Yo, Cody, what's up?
What's up, Daniel? How's it going, man?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
That's good, that's good. I'm actually calling though because I need a favor.
Yeah, what's up, man? What's going on?
I'm calling because I'm wondering if you can put together a care package for me with everything I need to do a great service on a porta potty so I can show everybody what it takes.
Oh yeah, dude, we got you. We get it shipped out today, man. We'll get you something. We'll get everything you need.
Damn, today? I knew you guys are fast, but I didn't know you're that fast.
Yeah, well, you know, my delivery man, he's not too busy in the summer, so I'm gonna get him sent right to you.
Nice. I'll keep an eye out for him. And I know you guys specialize in everything you need to clean porta potties, so I was like, who better to hit up than my boy Cody?
Oh yeah, man. I'm always here. You know, you can hit me up.
Yeah,
I got you, man.
For sure. Thank you as always. I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that package.
Oh yeah, we'll get you hit up with the right stuff, man. We got you.
All right, cool, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I got you, man. See you, Daniel.
Later.
Bye.
All right, we've got our order for a care package placed. Cody at J&J always takes care of us. They have great customer service over there, great people to work with, great company. But he said he's gonna send it out today, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for it and then see what he sends us, and we're gonna go through it. Wait, did you hear that? I think that it just came. Come on, let's go. That's the best part about doing what you love for a living. Every delivery, it feels like Christmas morning. No way. I wonder what it is. Yeah, let's open it and see what Cody's got for us. No way. It's an Echo One toilet. It's just what I wanted. How did he know? And honestly, that's one of the best things about J&J. They have everything you need. They're a one-stop shop. They make the deodorizers, the chemicals, and also the toilets. They make the regular toilets, hand wash stations, and handicap toilets. If you want to see more of a breakdown of this toilet, check out my video. I'm gonna put it in the description below. It has a review of the Echo One toilet from Cody himself. All right, let's see what else we got in the care package. So I told Cody to send me everything I needed in this care package, and each item is gonna fall into one of three categories: deodorizers, cleaners, or fragrances. Oh man, he even left me a surprise in the tank. Check it out. It's J&J Green. We also got some graffiti remover, urine cleaner. Perfect, we can use all this stuff. Don't worry, the toilet's brand new, the tank is clean. We're gonna get started with the deodorizers first because that's what's most important as a porta potty company. You need to be using a quality deodorizer or else your toilets are gonna stink and your customers are gonna complain. So J&J has three different options for you to choose from. We've got the Truex Liquid, we got the Truex Packets, and then we have the EverPro tablets. So we're gonna get started with the liquid. I know in a previous video, I said I'm not a big fan of liquids and I prefer pre-portioned packet deodorizers, but J&J's changing the game a little bit. So these squeeze bottles, they have a cap that's almost kind of like a smart water cap on here. Let me open it. And it really helps prevent any spills or messes. Here, take a look at that. Because one of the things that I hate about using liquid is if it tips over, you're gonna have a huge mess. Because usually it just comes in a big gallon and you kind of just pour it in and you're totally guessing how much you're putting in. And like I said, if it spills over, you're gonna have a huge mess on your hands and it's gonna waste the product. So this innovative cap helps solve that problem. And you can also adjust how many squeezes you put into your tank based on the kind of usage that your toilet's getting. So on the back here, it says how many squeezes to use. So low to moderate, you're gonna put 1 squeeze, and then moderate to heavy, you're gonna put 2, and then 3 is gonna be extreme. And that also depends on your climate, right? If it's really hot, you wanna be using a little bit more. The downside is if your guys are doing huge squeezes or they put in too much, you're gonna run through this pretty fast, and you need to make sure you're training your people how much to put in per squeeze. But if your guys are using it as they're supposed to, then this is gonna be really efficient, fast, and it mixes really easily with water. So let's do a little demonstration. Here, I've only used this a couple times, but for this purpose, we're gonna do 2 squeezes, right? Just gonna go hit it with a 1, hit it with a 2, right? So if you look at that, no spill whatsoever. This is the mulberry scent. Smells great, but so it's really easy to do. You just do a quick squeeze, and then your tank is primed and ready for water. So one of the biggest pros of using liquid is how easy it is to mix it. All you have to do is add water, and you're done. So here, I have 5 gallons of water. That's our normal charge for a porta potty. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pour it in and see how it mixes. So if you take a look at that instant mixing, it bubbles up a little bit and it smells really nice. And another benefit is if you accidentally put the water in first, you can add the liquid after and it's still gonna mix just as efficiently. Next, we have the Truex power packets. So these are pre-portioned packets that you're gonna be using to deodorize the tanks. These are my personal preference because they come in these pre-portioned packets, nice and easy. All you do is drop one in the tank and you don't have to worry about too much about overfilling or anything like that. And you know you're adding the same amount of blue every service. One thing is you want to be sure that you're not handling them with wet hands because that can cause the packets to pop because they're in a water-soluble plastic, and if one of them pops, it's gonna make a mess, especially if you get water inside the bag and then they start to disintegrate, you're just gonna have a huge pile of blue dust. So these are the gold tablets. They have different levels based on how extreme the usage is on the porta potties, right? Just how, like with the liquid, you can measure how many pumps you're giving. You can use the silver, the gold, or the extreme, depending on your climate and the usage of the porta potties. So with the packets, one thing you want to be sure of is you're adding the packet before you put water into the tank, because otherwise it's not going to dissolve and it's not going to mix nice for the customer. We're going to add the packet into the tank and then we're going to fill it with 5 gallons of water. When I'm filling up the tank, right, I try and aim for the packet. So you're pouring the water on top of the packet. That also helps it mix and pop and make sure you're getting a nice charge in your tank. There you go. So if you see that there, we poured the water right on top of the packet and then that caused it to pop and mix. These ones are peppermint scented, just like Christmas. Okay, and lastly, we have the EverPro Elite tablet, or as I like to call it, the Porta Potty Bath Bomb. So these ones are individually wrapped tablets in a dissolvable paper that you throw into the porta potty, and then over time it kind of dissolves and mixes on its own. So the nice thing about these is in this wrap, right, they're water soluble, but you're not gonna have the same problem as the packets that explode when they get too wet, because these are actual tablets, so they stay in one piece. It's a nice little, you can see it's a nice little disc and it's solid, right? So you're not gonna have the same problem. You can handle them with wet hands and not have the same kind of mess. These ones are also available in different strengths, the silver, gold, and extreme, depending on the usage. So you can order as needed. We're gonna throw one of these in the tank and then we're gonna add the water and watch it do its thing. The nice thing about these is they also dissolve in brine. So if you're working in super cold temperatures, you can use these and you're not gonna have a problem. Then we're gonna pour this in and watch it do its thing. See it kind of bubbling right there? Look at that, it's beautiful. And that's another pro for these tablets. You can put the water in first and then throw the tablet in and it's still gonna do its thing. So really the only product you need to add first is gonna be the Truex packet, because you need to put that in first before you add the water. But this one will do its thing either way. You can smell the So these are the 3 different deodorizers that they offer. They all come in a bunch of different scents, and they have a bunch of different odors to choose from. Personally, I like the fruit scents like mulberry, mango, cherry. These are all really good scents, but they also have ones that just give off a fresh smell like the peppermint. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for, what you think your customers are gonna like. They have a big line of scents you can check out. Next, we have our cleaners. You can't just pump a toilet, put in your deodorizer, add water, and leave. Over time, you're gonna end up with a dirty toilet. You need to do a little bit more maintenance than that to keep it in good condition. So here we have J&J's lineup of cleaners. First, we have the Art Blaster. You know I'm always talking about Graffiti. This is their graffiti remover, and we're gonna get a real-time test to see how well it really works. So with me, I've got some spray paint. I also have a Sharpie. There you go. Let's put a little heart. I'm not an artist, but we're gonna let that dry, go over the rest of the cleaners, and then we're gonna come back and test it out. So next in our lineup, we have our J&J Green. This is gonna be the all-purpose cleaner. You can use this on any high-touch parts like handles, use it on the floor, use it on the door, the tank, the seat, anything like that. It's gonna be scented, so you can use it and then scrub it down with a brush and then rinse it off, and it's gonna do some really good cleaning for you. Yeah, really good at removing dirt, stains, grease, anything like that. And then we have the Urinex 2 next in the lineup. So the J&J Green works really well on getting rid of the common things like dirt, grime, stains, but in the urinals, because of all the urine that goes in them, you're gonna get a lot of calcium buildup, and over time, if you don't clean it, you're gonna kind of get this nasty little ring around the urinal, and you're not gonna be able to get it out with a normal cleaner. In order to clean it, you need proper chemicals, like this stuff right here, and then if you consistently stay on top of it, and you're consistently cleaning it every service, you're never gonna get that nasty buildup. This is specifically made to fight that calcium buildup that occurs over time. It's also good for removing mold and mildew from your toilets too. So multi-purpose cleaner. We're gonna do a live demonstration. I'm not sure how this stuff works, so we're gonna find out right now. So don't forget to like and subscribe. But it says give it a spray, wait 3 to 5 minutes and let it penetrate the graffiti, and then we're gonna wipe it off. So right away, you can see the Sharpie stands no chance. It's already melting away. So we're gonna leave it for a little bit. They also have an Art Blaster sponge that they recommend to pair with their graffiti remover. So we're gonna let it do its thing for a little bit, and then we're gonna scrape it with the sponge. And I like this because you can do a lot of scrubbing and it's not gonna damage your walls. It's nice and soft. So you can get good scrubbing done without damaging your toilet. So I figure we'll get some gloves on for this. We're gonna start with the Sharpie, because lots of people like to write poems and stuff. I don't know what it is, but check that out. It's erasing right off. No problem. No match for the Art Blaster. So spray paint can be a lot more of a pain in the ass. So we're gonna see how it does on the spray paint. So I'm probably gonna have to do a couple of rounds, but if you look here, you can definitely tell that it's lifting the paint from the plastic. Look at that. You can totally see it working its magic. It's really lifting, like I said, all that paint from the actual toilet, and then we're gonna spray it off and see how much there is left after doing one round. This is one round and maybe 3 minutes of the Art Blaster being on the toilet. With the magic eraser, it's just coming right off. Look at that. This was a brand new toilet. And for any haters out there, this is what we sprayed on it. It's bare black satin, real spray paint, so it does the job. It's a real deal. And lastly, we have our fragrances. So once your toilet is cleaned and recharged with Deodorizer, we like to add a little bit of a fragrance enhancer, and that's what sets us apart from the competition. We like to go that extra mile. So your first option is a spray fragrance. So here we've got our J&J J Spray. So this is fresh blossom scented. It smells really nice. But this is kind of like a finishing touch when you're done with the service. You can add it in any non-touch area, like behind the vent, up in the corner, maybe a little bit in the urinal. So just a couple sprays, and then the unit's gonna stay smelling pretty good for a while after. But don't overdo it because the scent can be pretty overpowering if you add too much. They're gonna walk in and not be able to breathe. But a little bit smells nice and it's a nice finishing touch. Second, we have the J screens. So these are scented urinal screens that you can add. Take a look here. Also fresh blossom scented. It smells like springtime. And these scented urinal screens, right? You can take it, plop it right in there. It's gonna leave a nice lasting scent in the toilet, and also it's gonna prevent any splashing in the urinal. So I don't use these too often for long-term rentals, but they're a really nice touch for events, especially if you got a birthday party or something. Put one of these in the urinal, it's gonna smell nice for the whole event, and your customers are gonna appreciate that. And lastly, but not least, because these are my personal favorite, we have the J discs. Let's take a look, open it and see what we got. All their bags come pre-sealed like that, see? So really, right now I can't smell anything, but and it keeps all your products fresh. But then once you're ready to use it, right, pop it open, take a look at those in there. And then when you're finished, right, they got a resealable tab like that. Take a look, it keeps your products fresh, make sure they don't dry out, and nice and easy to keep everything organized. So this is what the J discs look like. And these little discs continually let off an odor when they're hung in your portable restroom. And some of the scents can last, 2 or 3 weeks, depending on your climate. They also come in different strengths. So these are the golds, but they also have silver and extreme as well, depending on how long you want them to last for, right? For events, you don't need them to last for that long, but for construction, right, maybe you want it to last at least in between each service. And that's why I go with the gold standard. And for these ones, you can put them anywhere in the toilet that you want, and it's just gonna keep emitting a scent. So some popular places, you can put it right here behind the vent, right here on the side, right here, or you can put it on the toilet paper holder as well. That's where I personally like to put it. Or they also sell J hooks, which are specifically made to hang your discs from. So you can put this wherever you want. You could stick one to the wall, right above the door, wherever you want, you could stick it, and then you can easily hang a hook on there, and then when it's time to replace it, it's all dried up, you just take the old one and then replace it with a new one, and it keeps your unit smelling nice and fresh all week long. In my opinion, deodorizers are an important step to add because when it gets to your 5th or 6th day after you've done your service, the odor from the deodorizer tends to wear off because it's been used so much. So if you have one of these in your toilet, it's gonna do a little bit extra work in making sure your unit still smells good while it's waiting for its next service. I can't wait to get out on a route and put some of this stuff to use. I also have to give a big shout out to Cody at J&J for sending us this care package. They have awesome products and awesome customer service. If you want to reach out to them, make sure that you reference this video and use the coupon code Daniel, and they're gonna send you a special gift with your next order. I put a link to their website in the description below. And now I'm gonna get this bad boy stickered up and rent it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more porta potty content, and I'll see everyone next time. That's it. Yeah, what are we doing? I just went to the dentist too, so I'm still like feeling backwards.